We need to get along. And so we have this fake harmony.
It could have been siblings that just didn't get along for a period of time, and then someone sued somebody. Could be in the Bowen system, they talk a cut off, where someone's just cut off from the family, or they cut themselves off and break away from one another. And that's in the field of the family system. And let's call that the past. And now we could be the next generation from that, or it could be 4 generations from the Big Bang. What we've witnessed as advisors is some symptoms that occur in the family system, and also oftentimes in the business itself, depending on the proximity of the family to the business, or it could be the board, where there's just these things that show up that are indications that, something's not right. Something's not right. And it may not even at that point even feel like it's not right. It may just feel a little off. Stephen, like as an advisor, what are some of these symptoms and things that you might observe in the context of a family where they've had a negative experience a generation prior or two? And I've been in these rooms. I can think of 2 rooms I've been in the last 6 months, 2 different families and they were both moms, not putting moms down. And moms was saying, we just got to get along. We just got to get along. And then we were getting along, but she just want to make sure to remind us that we just got to get along.
We need to get along. And so we have this fake harmony happening, and no one is willing to call out what's really going on because they don't want to upset mom. Right. And there is something, and even sometimes the people involved in it in the next generation they can't really put their finger on it either. They just know that there's something with their relationship with one of their siblings or their cousin or their uncle or their dad or whatever that isn't right. And they don't want to create the conflict by calling it out. But in fact, the conflict's already there, and the not calling it out is what allows it to fester. And so the interesting thing that you and I were talking about just before is that we can work with these families for a while, and we're being detectives of trying to figure out what's going on. And they're not giving us all the clues, not because they're worried they're going to be caught and found guilty. They don't even necessarily know how to verbalize them themselves because they've been in this pattern their whole lives of, well, mom always said we just got to get along. And so they don't allow themselves to even call out something that doesn't feel right. And so part of our challenge always, as we walk in as outside advisors, is to make them feel like it's a safe enough space that they can call that out. And it rarely happens with them calling it out in a group meeting the first time. Usually it's in our one-on-ones with people that we find out certain things. And somehow we have to try and lend them some courage and tell them it will be safe for you to raise that, because I will be there to help hold the space so it doesn't get out of control.